Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bishop. It's a tier 5 British SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Tundra and it's under the command of hossballs. It's basically a Valentine tank that's had an artillery piece placed on top of it and then a casement around that to protect the crew from small arms fire. It was basically a stopgap for the British until they can actually get a better artillery, mostly based around the 25-pounder gun, which of course the British was standardised their artillery around. This one is the 4.5-inch howitzer, which is capable of doing 450 alpha and penetrating 28mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of 2.22 metres. But the best thing about the Bishop is its accuracy and its rate of fire. It's hyper accurate, and the rate of fire 11.77 seconds between each shot. The drawback is that it's very short range, which means that you have to be, well, fairly close to the enemy if you're going to hit them. Well, he's dialed in on a Lux up on top of the hill, and you can see the shell went exactly where he aimed it, but the Lux wasn't there when the shell arrived. But he has got some targets he can aim at now, and the Lux has actually come down from its little lookout to see what's actually going on down below, so we might be able to get shots on him. Another good thing about the Bishop is that the trajectory of the shells, they're virtually straight up and straight down, and that means you can normally hit targets that are hiding behind rock faces and the like. He's fired around at that Largo. He pulled back just after shooting, and of course some people do that because they like to have a good situational awareness of what's going on, but it can actually be quite difficult to see what damage was done to the enemy. That shell landed to the side of the Largo. It probably damaged his tracks, but only did 73 hit points. So, can he get a shot on that Lux? Only the quarter showing. Should be able to hit it. Oh, no. He pulled back just in time to avoid the shell. Now, you might think that hossballs is not having a particularly good game at the moment because he hasn't really hit anyone except the Largo, and that was only for a paltry amount. But just wait and see what happens next, because things are going to start getting rather interesting. There's his first kill, and it's a blind kill. The Strodny Viz 39 was hiding behind the rock. He didn't know it was there, but he fired at the spot where he thought it was, and it was there. And he's done it again. He fired at a Largo he couldn't see. He knew it was there originally, and he fired at it, and he's now taken out. So now he's got 2 kills. And now he's got 3 kills. P43, 68 hit points. Do you get where I'm going with this? Yep, the enemy team is being slaughtered by hossballs. He is really having a whale of a time. And there goes another one. A Type 95 has bit the dust. And the Lux, seeing all his colleagues go down just like that, has decided, no, I'm getting out of here. They're all dying. I've got nothing left. Besides which, I think he suddenly realised that their cap is about to get invaded. And now hossballs is trying to work out where he needs to go next in order to get shots on the enemy. I think he's going to have to go a lot closer, because it looks like they're being confined into the northeast corner of the map. I don't think there's anybody over to the west. I think you need to motor north quickly, otherwise you're going to be out of range of these enemy targets. Now the Bishop, we've featured many replays featuring the Bishop before. It's an interesting Arty, mainly because it was based on the Valentine tank, which was a very good tank in terms of the fact it was well engineered. It lasted a long time. It was just a bit slow towards the end of the war. It was a walking tank, and so it was a walking artillery, you might say. And of course it didn't carry enough ammunition on board the tank to enable you to actually fight, so it had to carry a trailer. Oh, we've got somebody who went up in a ammo rack there. Yes, you had to carry a trailer to carry all the shells, and you can see he's just out of range of that gorilla, so he couldn't get a shot on him. But there's a Panzer 38 NA just over there firing on our KV1. Okay, hossballs dials in, rounds out, misses on that one. The Panzer 38 looks like he's been tracked. He's dialed in. He's going to go for another shot. Oh, no. Panzer 38 moves. He's trying to get back into the swing a bit again to regularise his killing. That Panzer 38 is being very elusive. The KV1's trying to pin him down, but He just doesn't want to. And the Lux just tried to intervene as well. Panzer 38 is now being kind of bullied by the KV-1, but hossballs finishes the battle by finishes that contest by killing the Panzer 38 NA. That's 5 kills now. One more, he gets a Top Gun. Goes to the T-67, who's stationary and gets absolutely nuked by a shell hitting his cockpit, and that's a Top Gun. Okay, that means there's only 2 enemies remaining. We've got a Lux, who's on the reverse side of the hill, and the Covenanter, who's in the camp area, and we can definitely hit that guy. He's under fire from our Lux, but he's holding on to the cap. We fire around in, and he's toast as well. And that's 7 kills, and the last kill of the game. And you notice how interesting it was, the way that hossballs was actually staying in battle assistant view and moving about to avoid counter battery. Well, not that he was actually avoiding counter battery, but he was giving a good situational awareness to the entire battlefield, even whilst he was aiming at enemy tanks. So that was a very good battle and a nice 7 kill spree. But it was only a second-class tanker for hossballs in the Bishop. He managed to get a Reaper for getting consecutive kills. In fact, I think it was more than one. I think it was 4 in a row that he managed to get with consecutive shells. He also managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 12. And, of course, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, but he ended up with 7. And he might have had a Radley's if he'd been able to kill the Lux, who was hiding on the reverse slope of that hill, but I don't think that was possible towards the end. But it was a very interesting game from hossballs' point of view. 2,276 was the win rate, but it doesn't really reflect the ship killing power he actually exhibited by actually taking out consecutive tanks with blind shots as well. Amazing blind shots. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in that game. No, that actually went to the Lux on the enemy team. He got a high caliber for 1,175 hit points. And then we've got the KV-1 who managed to get 1,126. But hossballs wasn't that far behind with 833 in the Bishop. And of course he got the Top Gun. The KV-1 got a Spartan, Cool-Headed and Steel Wall. And the 25 TP got a Confederate. The Lux of course got that high caliber. When it came to kills though, he was top of the table with 7. Nobody else managed to get as high. The Lux got 3, the T-67 got 3, but that T-67 made a critical error of standing still too long and allowed hossballs to put a round right on top of him, which wiped him out. When it came to base XP, it was the KV-1 who did the best with 922. 661 went to the T-28E with the F-30 gun, and the 25 TP managed to get 638, and hossballs followed up with only 598. And the main reason for that actually is that most of the tanks he did hit had actually low hit points already by the time that they were taken out of the game. And all he was actually doing was finishing them off and making sure they were out the game for good. But he was doing a fantastic job on that hill. And the fact that the Lux had to scarper to get away to avoid being the next target that was wiped out. And you can see that the tanks who were trying to climb up onto the hill were watching this enemy tank after enemy tank go boom. And they suddenly realised, yeah, they had somebody supporting them who knew what he was doing. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 13 rounds. Only 13! He got 6 direct hits and 1 penetration. I suspect the penetration was probably the T-67. Let's have a quick check on that actually, because that shell probably went straight through him. Yes, it did. Yeah, it's very thin armour on the T-67, so there's no way he was going to stand that shell landing right on top of him. 8 splash. Damage of 833 hit points, of which 824 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 7 of the enemy. On a free play account, he earned 14,020 credits, and after resupply of ammunition, took away 10,770. He also picked up 1 bomb for getting the Top Gun, and 598 base XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all the experience points he took away. But as he says, Bishop delivers the last rites on Tundra, 7 kills. What it doesn't say is that the number of those kills that were blind kills as well, absolutely amazing. He basically did what Zoe's done in the past, which is using the map reference to work out where you've got to put the shell in order to take out the enemy, which is incredibly funny. But those were very, very talented blind kills. So congratulations to hossballs, and thank you for sending in such an interesting replay. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.